was our sage and sweetgrass garden that when I was at the Ashland Park in the NICE program, the kids and I were wanting, or Steve would bring the medicine by, and I thought, well, we had garden-based education here at Ashland Park with another teacher here. She works in the ESL department, and I thought, and I'd asked Steve, you know, if it would be possible for us to grow sage and sweetgrass, and he kept telling me that it wouldn't grow here. Normally, you have to go to South Dakota, South Dakota to get the sage, and so I didn't like taking no for an answer, so I just thought I would try it. There was some students at UNO that had a garden there, and a couple of students brought us plants in the summertime, and this is off of a few little plants, and as you can see, it's fully thriving. I haven't seen it in a couple of years, so I'm very happy to see how it's now being utilized. You know, you have a group here that's obviously harvesting, and it's viable, and it keeps coming back for the NICE program to use.
That we have here is sweetgrass, or wachaga in the languages out here, or up north where I'm from, Wingashk. And all of this is sweetgrass here with these red tips that you can see. That's the medicine in these. So sweetgrass, in the teachings that I've been given, is used to bring in good things. So sage is really good for cleansing. It's actually antibacterial and helps to drive away even sicknesses and things. Whereas sweetgrass, on the other hand, brings in good things after you've burned your sage. This is the way that I've been taught to use this medicine. It's a grass, like we have here. And what you see with this is when I run my finger down that blade of grass, it kind of bites, and you probably can't see it too well on here, but when you're running your blade down there, and a lot of kids will take these and like play with them and blow on them and make little whistles and stuff out of them. And the way that I was taught to harvest this medicine is by going and finding that blade. It bites you a little bit as you're going down, and then you go all the way to the bottom of that shoot. And you go down and you find that red tip, and then you pull it out. You don't want to take the root. If you do end up taking the root, bury it again, and hopefully it'll propagate back. So the reason that we braid sweetgrass is because you braid your mother's hair too. And this grass is our earth's hair. So again, as you braid this, you think about caring for your mother, you think about caring for all of our relatives. As you braid this hair of the earth that it gives us, this medicine that it gives us to sustain us, to bring in good things to us. And so another thing about sweetgrass is sometimes you might even have it in your lawn and you might not know it. We all know what our grasses that we plant smell like when you cut them. But sometimes you might notice in your yard a really sweet smell after you mow grass in a certain patch in your yard. You might have sweetgrass there as well. It'll smell just like you've cut new stuff. And we don't have smell-o-vision yet, but you can smell the sweetness with this grass as well when you cut it. The reason that we use bundles of 7 here, or the teachings that I have that use 7, is because there's 7 grandfathers and there's 3 fires of the Anishinaabe Confederacy, which are the people of the Great Lakes, the Ojibwe, the Odawa, and the Potawatomi. And so I'm making a very Great Lakes-centric braid, a very Anishinaabe-centric braid here. But for the others, for the nations that are here, they'll use 28. Well, here's braid for you. Oh.
At the beginning of the year, we bring the students out and they would be able to make a sweetgrass braid, and they were taking that home, so they would be able to see the process by actually planting it, watching it grow and harvesting it and being able to use it year after year.